Tonight we'd like to just make a brief presentation, and I have to be careful what I say because I have to go back to church on Sunday. And so when you speak about your pastor, you have to be careful what you say, right? I want to read to you a verse in Scripture. It's from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 12. It says, "And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labour among you and are over you in the Lord and admonish you, and to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake, and be at peace among yourselves." Two very clear commands given to us there, to firstly to know those that labour among us, but then also to esteem them very highly in love, not just for any reason, but for their work's sake and for the things that they have done for the Lord. Such a man is Pastor Richard Shellabear. We were able to hear from him this morning, and I was really blessed. We get to hear him on an almost weekly basis down there in Nowra, but we're so glad that he was able to make the trip to be here with us all this week. There are some difficult days for him that he's been through, and many of you are aware of that. But we're so encouraged that he was able to be here with us this week and to preach this morning. And I'm so glad he was able to share some of his life and his story with us. And so I won't repeat, for sake of time, his story, but as you know, he came from Western Australia, travelled to far north Queensland to work in the ministry and took on a pastorate up there, which he stayed in for several years before making the move to God's country, New South Wales. And he's been there for over 20 years. It was so good, he didn't leave. But he is going back to take up his West Australian citizenship again, but we won't hold that against him. But he's been with us in Nowra for 20 years. I obviously haven't been there for that amount of time. There are some that have been there for that long. But he's been a faithful man of God, and many of you have been touched by his ministry, by his friendship, by his encouragement over many years. He's been around, and I know he's a personal friend of many here in the room tonight, and so I know I can speak for many when I say that he's been a real blessing to so many of us. It was so encouraging hearing his message this morning, and I couldn't help but think that the most touching part to me of the message he shared with us was that message he shared is really his life and his life's message, and he's been faithful through many valleys, and I know many have been through deep waters, and Brother Shellabear has been through some deep waters at times, and he's been so open and transparent about that and been an encouragement to many men through his suffering. He had a wonderful marriage to Mrs. Shellabear for over 50 years, and that was a big loss when she went to be with the Lord, and since then he stayed faithful. He didn't pack up, he didn't give up, he kept on going for the Lord, and he's been faithful in the ministry in spite of that, and in recent days, even through his own health trials and battle with cancer, he's stayed in the ministry and in the pulpit. It's incredible to see his life's journey from paddocks, as he shared this morning, to pulpits across the country. And he's been a friend and a help to so many. And so what we've done tonight, Pastor, without your permission, because we knew we probably wouldn't get it, but we've got together with some of the pastors here, and we've got a sheepskin that we'd like to give to you. Unfortunately, it is from South Australia. It's not a West Australian sheep, but that's okay. It was the best we could do. But we've had a lot of friends leave a message for you and write something on it, and so we'd like to give that to you tonight. So would you join me in thanking Pastor Shellabear for over 30 years of faithful service to our God?
Thank you, Pastor Reeve. And let me say, if there's a pastor in the room who has not signed this and you'd like to, please see us tonight right after the service. But I want to thank you, Pastor Shellabear, for your faithfulness over the decades. I want to thank you for the friendship and fellowship in the ministry these last 5 years or so at Shoalhaven Baptist Church.
Well, thank you so much. I feel I've been got. Totally unexpected. I am facing health challenges, and this may well be my last MBF. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you all, and especially thank God. For his mercies endure forever, and he is good every day. So thank you so much. I feel privileged, spoilt, and I think I've been tricked. God bless you.